Good morning, or good morning, good afternoon, everybody. This is the Roaming Prepper channel, and the rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated. As you can see, I'm, well, working out of home today, which is nice. I hope all of you are doing well. Let's see who's in the chat. We have Joe. Hey, Joe. She has her back turned to the thumbnail. Yeah, and that's part of where we're going today. But we're going to have some fun with it too, because while I was looking for criminal scenarios for us to discuss, I wound up in finding some really stupid criminals, and it was pretty happy. Hey, Van City, Mr. Nate, who else? Loretta, hello, hello, and oh, now the chat jumped, so I just lost everybody. Hold on a sec. Kentucky Survival was in here somewhere. Hey, there it is. Hello, hello. So, folks, first I'll start with this. Make sure you take care of yourselves because the roaming prepper was roaming around a little too much, just on the road a lot. And you don't get enough sleep. You don't hydrate right when you're on the road. You know, you're not drinking the water like you do at home or at the office. You're in a car, you're drinking coffee or soda to stay awake. And you do that for long enough, your body will tell you it doesn't like it. And that's exactly what happened to me this last weekend. So, yeah, you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. Obviously, I do the exercise when I'm home and around town. I eat very well. But when you're on the road, we all know the roadside food is usually awful. So, guys, definitely what you do when you take too much speed. No, I didn't take speed, but definitely I felt the opposite of speed, like unspeed, if that's such a thing. Hey, hey, dreaded seeker, thanks for joining me, SKM. So, so when I did this last trip, actually, and I threw a few shorts out there, some of you may have seen that video that I posted with the guy just passed out on the floor, and people are like looking at him and talking to him, and then they just walk by, and he's just laid out just on the sidewalk. And that same night, we had gone. Uh, there was a band playing in an open area. We were in Dallas, so we kind of went down there. It's a few blocks from the hotel, and got to kind of talk to some other folks, and we're watching the band. It's just really chill out, very nice night. Hey, Lucky, welcome. And while we're there, and we're watching, there's a lot of homelessness all over the place. I'm sure we've all talked about that. And we're sitting in an outdoor area. It's called the AT&T Pavilion or something. It's in the middle of Dallas and has all these lights. It's like a baby Times Square, right? There's bands and they're serving food and everything. It's just a good time. And I'm sitting there and I watch this homeless guy walk past the tables where Sassy and I are sitting, and then goes past all the couples and all the families and their kids out there and everything. There's like a play area, and it's late. It's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, so it's already getting dark. He walks back, and then he starts following pairs and small groups of young women. And finally, I realized, because now I'm sitting. Now I saw this guy, so I turned my chair so my back was to this like retaining wall, and the band was on the other side. And hey, what's going on, Red? Uh, he I guess he caught the attention of a security guy because this big Spanish guy, he was a big boy with, the little security polo with the logo. And he's got a little headset on, and he gets on his headset. And here comes a skinny kid, joins him. And they're on both sides. And this homeless guy, he's been up and down now about 5 times, and he keeps looking at people. He keeps trying to get behind me. So I turn my chair and I'm looking at him like, dude. Then he realizes I'm actually staring at him, and he's like, oh, and he goes away again. Anyway, the big security boys finally came at both sides of him, and they just they didn't do anything to him, but they just got right up on him. And the security guys were like, look, and they had that look in their face, like, and they had the talk, right? And while they're having the talk, here comes, hey, Magic, welcome. Uh, a lot of um, a lot of people are now watching this guy. And here comes DPD, Dallas Police, and he comes over and he just is an older cop and he just kind of bebops over. And they have this little huddle with the guy who was following the girls and kind of being a jerk in the middle. And hey, off the wall, welcome. And they had some discussions. And all of a sudden, one of the security guys and the person in question took a nice leisurely stroll to the end of the facility where he was then shown the street and he walked away. But situational awareness, right? The security guy was watching, but I was watching and most people were not. And I suspect I was watching him longer than the security guy because he was watching, everybody. I was just watching anyone in my area. So keep in mind, and we all discuss this, security, police, they can't be everywhere. They can't protect everyone at one time. Hey, Bug Dude, is that a Herbie logo? Or am I thinking of the wrong thing here? You changed your logo. The hunt for it, October, he's in chat. Heroic, what's going on, man? Um, they told the homeless guy about the birds and the bees, possibly. Uh, with hyphenated last and pregnant to popping. And oh, Joe is oh, Joe, you got to explain that one to me later. You noticed Amazon always comes right around when I'm starting my live in my area because you heard the dogs already. But anyway, yeah, and you got to pay attention. And that's my point. We were in a strange place. I looked when I went into the pavilion, there were people everywhere. There were kids everywhere. A lot of small families with small children, right? So, hey, Sherry, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you. Uh, I'm kind of here with Jazz too. They, most of them were not paying attention. And the teenage and college and high school kids who were in that, I guess, area, they were absolutely oblivious, guys. It was absolutely crazy. None of them were looking up. They're texting each other 3 feet away while the hobos in question were walking around. And mind you, they're not just walking like off in space, they're looking like it wasn't like he was stoned and just like going through the crowd. And that got me thinking. This was a topic we need to talk about. Um, I'm not going to beat up inflation. We already know there's freaking inflation. I'm not going to beat up diesel pricing, which, by the way, is a whole nother video because I just heard something from a forecasting guy that I follow who works part time with my company. And he said something to me and it made me sick to my stomach. I was like, oh, I don't need to hear that because that's going to suck for everybody. So I'm hoping he's wrong. He's hoping he's wrong. Again, it's just, but we're not going to beat that up. But I will point out, as we all know, hey, farmer's son, welcome. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, it's the Herbie 53. Okay, so you can see I'm a Gen X kid. I realized that like that. I was like, that's a Herbie sign. Um, yeah, off the wall. It's true. It's right now. So the solar panels, as you've all seen, are having an issue getting them into the country. And again, we'll not have to do a whole separate one on the energy sector. Um, but even drilling rigs, right? Like Texas, Oklahoma, even the leader of our country has decided, okay, fine, we'll start drilling again. And we're trying to get gear, and what used to take us 6 weeks is taking 8 months. So even if people sign their POs right now and went, bam, all right, put the crews online, we won't see those crews in the field until what, next year? 8 months, 7 months, December, maybe, if we're lucky. So between then and now, what we're going to wind up with is a lot more inflation, a lot more shortages. You get the routine, right? But the problem is with it will come more homelessness. People will get freaked out, and instead of preparing, what are the what? Country clown, the potatoes. Uh, yeah, the potatoes. I called him a pendejo on another channel, and I got in trouble for that. But anyway, I thought it was appropriate. Um, but you're going to see people start doing the wrong things, and we've already seen it, right? 2020, 2021, they were out in the streets. So you think they were out in the streets because a president made made rude tweets and pissed people off, and they were obnoxious, and that's fine. But you think that was bad? How do you think they're going to behave if they can't find food or toothpaste? But what do we do, right? You come up. I did. Uh, um, for Yeah. And that's going to be another issue. Medical care. Joe's battling that right now for his family. It's going to be ongoing situation. But we're going to see the crime hit the streets worse than it has been. We've already seen the cuckoo for Cocoa Puff people who decided, oh, I'm going to go shoot up a school or shoot up a mall or whatever the hell they want to shoot up. But those are a small percentage. They're terrible, but they're a small percentage. Where the real ugly statistics come in is day to day people coming out of grocery stores, going to the ATM, leaving their damn front door, and they get attacked or they get robbed. And if food or anything else becomes a shortage item, it's going to be a problem. And that's, yeah. So I got to be careful. So everyone who speaks Spanish off the wall understands us. So be careful. Um, although it's more amusing than put extra locks on your gates, lawn equipment. Yeah. And you know what? Something as simple as putting a small lock on your backyard fence, because in subdivisions, if you live in a subdivision, you have the fence usually on one side. Um, I mean, if they want to go over the 6 foot fence and then, go stomping through the yard trying to find stuff in the dark, let them go over the fence the hard way. Don't make it easy by leaving your doors unlocked. So, uh, and people that other people would act. No, you said that a lot, and nobody. Well, we all listen when we can, but my stories today, but cashiers, see, and that's I'm hearing stories of in my area. There's a lot of trucking because of the energy sector. We're literally in between large oil and gas fields, a massive solar field, and big wind farms. So, like, we're surrounded by energy out in West Texas, but so we have stuff going on constantly. But we got it. When we went through Houston and Dallas on that last trip, the traffic was a lot less. I mean, it was traffic, right? It was Houston, but it was a lot less. So any barrier is better than yeah. And remember, they're going to look for easy targets, right? They want something quick. They don't want you to come out and shoot them or beat their ass with a baseball bat or send your dogs after them or beat them while the dogs are biting them. I mean, which I have seen. I've actually witnessed a guy send his German Shepherd after someone who grabbed his daughter. The dog got to him before dad did. The dog started biting him. Then dad kicked his ass while the dog was biting his leg. I wish we had good video at that time because it was the most awesome thing I've ever seen. It made me so happy to see that. Yeah. Well, yeah, buying anything. No, and they don't. Although some of them are stupid. Now, keep in mind, if they are stoned, like pot stone, more than likely you can just grab them and give them a good shake and they'll lose their orientation and then point them the other way. But if they're on anything else, coke, meth, anything, that's just bad stuff. Yeah, get him, dog. Dude, that dog was pissed. I don't know if he had a good bite, but man, he was working that leg. Uh, you could bite them and while the dogs beat them. That works too. Um, see, and that's and what is this hurting? It's hurting folks who work for a living, the hourly employees, even the salaried employees, the specialty white collar types. It just it goes sideways very quickly. So off the hook, no. Crime, you and stupid. That's right. Yes, and they bite and they spit and they body fluids come out of them. It's awful. It's like Alien meets damn Pennywise. It's oh, and you just yeah, I have a 4 dog alarm system. I'll tell you what. Even mid-sized dogs like corgis, Australian shepherds, border collies, they will bite the crap out of someone, and they're fast as shit. My friend, one of my coworkers, he has a Great Pyrenees and a Burmese Mountain Dog. Literally, these dogs come up to my almost to my rib cage when they stand next to me. And I told him, I'm like, well, first of all, they could bite the crap out of people, but they could just run them over. Like this is a 140-pound bowling ball, just runs up and hits a guy in the back. He's going to face plant on the concrete, and that's it. The fight's over. He doesn't have to bite anything. But I do want to share a video that I found to talk about the mentality of some of these criminals. And I saw a few. I thought this one was one of the better ones. So let me see if I can share it with you guys. Oh, that's a mess. And apparently one of the Russian allies said, "We'll throw our army and let's go after Eastern Europe." And the Polish and this was a State Department release. Apparently, the Polish replied, "We remember what happened last time. Come on, let's go after it, because Poland is ready." So, yeah. So anyway, oh hey, Vision, welcome, and anyone else I missed in the chat. So I'm going to start this, guys. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear that audio when I start it up. Hold on a sec. I think I got rid of the commercial, so.
To do something. It was going to be my life or their life.
Mako Castro says he was locked and loaded back in 2013 when he jumped a man outside his apartment on 190th and Broadway. In a building hallway, he shoved a .45 caliber pistol into the victim's back.
I handcuffed him, pistol whipped him.
And once inside the apartment, he grabbed the victim's jewelry, a cell phone, and a strongbox. But as Castro was running away, the unexpected. Neighbors tried to chase him down.
You never intended to fire your weapon.
No.
But you did.
I have to. Because I thought it was going to be my life or their life.
Fortunately, the bullets missed. And Castro is now doing 9 years at Fishkill Correctional Facility in Dutchess County for robbery, not murder. His story, though, is a cautionary tale borne out by our exclusive I-Team survey. Questionnaires sent to hundreds of the most hardened muggers and street robbers in state prisons. Of those who responded, 70% said they carried a weapon at least sometimes. A chilling variety of guns and knives were the weapons of choice. As one convict wrote, "Anything that would scare my victim."
How bad could this have turned out?
The victim could have been murdered. It could have been dead.
Castro told us he shadowed his victim for 7 days before he robbed him, and our survey shows that is common. About 2/3 of muggers said they followed people before attacking.
Muggers also told us surveillance cameras just give you a false sense of security. 74% say they don't mind being caught on one of these. They simply cover their face, just like in the movies.
The survey shows most muggers do not make small talk before striking, with more than half saying, "I just told them what I wanted."
But our survey did find those muggers who do talk to their victims, they use words to distract them. And here's where you've got to be really careful, because they use every trick in the book.
"Give some of them directions, then I rob them," wrote one inmate. "Carry things for them," said another. Yet another strategy told them a stranger was following them home, then I walked them home. Those words written by David Solano, who's locked up in Greenhaven State Prison in Stormville, New York. He's done more than 100 robberies, and he sat down with the I-Team to share even more secrets.
Sometimes we walk up to him, ask him time, you have the time, man? And you say, sure. And as you look down for your watch, you look up and all your valuables are gone.
He wasn't the only one who said that. Repeatedly on these surveys, muggers wrote down some version of this 5-word phrase. Do you have the time? It's something to think about next time a stranger walks up to you for a time check. After all, don't we all have clocks on our phones? For the I-Team, I'm Chris Glorioso.
Expected.
All right. So I thought that was a good way to start this one. Yeah, I like Red. I hate everyone. Be gone, or you just speak gibberish to them like you're on drugs, and then they'll freak out. I've seen somebody try that which is kind of comical. Um, you notice a few of the things this guy said, right? He said things such as, well, they all followed their victim. So they're looking for a victim. They're not looking for a guy who's looks like he might be carrying. They're not looking at somebody who looks like they're looking for a fight. Uh, a group of teenage girls would be a bad idea. I mean, yeah, you can grab them, but what are they going to do? They're all going to freak out at once. Now you've got a big commotion and a bunch of girls now videoing you, calling the cops, running in different directions and throwing things at you. No, they're looking for that one or two people who are somewhere else. There's a good one. Crazy, like my wallet. I don't leave the property or not. No, yeah, you have to. If you can do so, do it. And training's important too. Uh, I had a discussion with someone on Instagram who's a trainer, and that's one thing he had seen is people will carry, but they don't train to draw from concealment. They don't train to clear jams. They don't train to switch mags. And they pull the gun and they pull the trigger and nothing happens and they freak because they didn't train for the scenario. Um, I actually know a colleague who moved to this country. He got run out of another country as a big Second Amendment guy now, or he's becoming one, I should say. He's a new owner of a firearm, and he bought a beautiful VP9 in HK, which is not a cheap gun. And I asked him, well, how did you like it? Did you shoot it? He's like, I haven't opened it yet. Dude, no. Go to the range. I scolded him, and he's senior to me in the company, and I scolded him. But it because you don't want to try to figure out how to use it by pulling it out of the box you bought it in at 2 a.m. while someone's kicking in your door. You want to be able to go find it and know exactly what you're doing when you leave that bedroom to go save your children or stop whoever it is getting in your house. So wait for people to follow you to your car at grocery store. Yeah. Asking for cigarettes, or also, can you give me money? And you roll down the window to give them money and they punch you and try to take something. Yeah. And you have to. You have to. Actually, in some states, since pews are not legal, um, I know someone who carries an amped up paintball gun, and I don't know what kind of paintballs they shoot, but they pelted the crap out of someone. The guy came after him, and she pulled the paint gun, and the guy's like, "That's not going to hurt me," and she must have nailed him with about 40 of the things. And he ran away. She hit him, and she went for his face. So he covered his face, shot him in the nuts. He's grabbing his crotch. He didn't know where to put his hand. He ran away, basically pelted the crap out of him. So again, even something like that works. Random assortment of loaded. Don't eat the handguns, Chuck. No, I know. Uh, yeah. Let me check my Glock. Yeah, you could. That would be a great dry fire practice. Yes, and don't forget, if you have some older firearms, you may want to get a snap cap. But even if you don't want to pull the trigger, you can certainly clear the weapon, do the drawing skills. Draw, reholster, draw, reholster, draw while walking backwards, draw while walking forwards, draw, swap mags. These are great exercises to do. Changing a suck. What was that? That old movie, not Dirty Harry. God, the one with Bronson where he used to beat the crap out of people in the subway. The vigilante movie. I just blanked out. Somebody help me here. Hey, Homestead, how are you? You know, a Derringer is a very underrated little thing, because even if you have 3 criminals and only 2 bullets, which 2 want to get shot first, right? Nobody wants to be that guy. So now they all have to kind of think of how they want to do this. And at the very least, she can beat someone down with an empty gun, but keep a small bit. Yeah. Death Wish. Thank you. God, I was losing my mind. And see, now I'm gonna want to go watch Death Wish because that would be fun. And so we got another video I want to share with you guys. Let me see if I can get this thing to behave nicely. Let me get it on the screen here. If I didn't break everything, that didn't work. There we go. All right. So this one's a video of an actual armed robbery. Let me see if I can get rid of the commercial because they would start with a freaking commercial. Hold on. All right. So let's see a second here. All right. Let me bring this one up. This is from Burbank, California, LA. Go figure. Let me make sure my audio is running and exercise. Yeah, and even if you do it, I mean, that's really a dedicated routine you have. But even if you do it a few times a day or just a few times a week randomly, develop the muscle memory. Also, if you switch firearms, which I've recently done from an M9 to a VP9, it's a slightly different process because one has a safety, one doesn't. So you got to get used to it. If you go the other way and upgrade, but you happen to get a safety, remember to train with it. Because if you're used to a Glock and then you go to a SIG, but it has a safety, you'll forget and stress. And you got to develop the muscle memory again. So they shot the game. Make a video go by. Make sure you feel. Okay, see now, Red, I'm gonna have to try that. I might do that on TikTok and just see how many people freak out over that. It's a couple of good, good. And yeah, the oh, my favorite one is Death Wish. Oh, I forgot about that one. See, now I gotta watch it again, Farmer's Son. Good Lord. Okay, so this one was actual. It's only a couple of minutes long. It's an actual video of a mugging or robbery. And what I want to do is $20. Pig 320. Actually, I have an XDS when I'm in a suit because it's so flat and small. And then the VP9 if I'm I'm wearing a shirt like this where I don't tuck. I do need a retention holster for that one though. But yeah, SIG 320s are a great piece. That's the M17 for the military, if I recall correctly. Maybe it's the M18. No, M18 is the new one. That's the M17, the 320. Shit, I got them confused. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. But a Glock 19, and also the Glock. Remember, if you change firearms from like a SIG to a Glock, since we're mentioning them in the chat, the Glock has a different angle on the grip than a SIG. So if you just pick it up and shoot it the first time, you're going to be off, right? Your wrist angle, because your muscle memory is off. So make sure when you get that new firearm, pick it up, train with it. Hey, Tennessee, what's going on? Good evening, man. This has been a busy man too. So I'm glad you were able to make it on. Thank you. Train with those firearms if you transition. If you carry two like I do for different scenarios or different attire, train with both. Right. And you see, you're doing the same thing I do. I'll go to a mid-size, like a 19. The VP9's right at the size of the 19 or the Beretta 92X, the short one, the compact. But yeah, the Hellcat's a great piece. That's like a 365, the SIG version of that. And that's my wife's favorite. That or the SIG 238, which is a baby 1911. But all of them, thank you. M18 is civilian. Okay, thank you, Yardbirds. But yeah, the 320s, all these weapons, make sure you train with them. And if you switch, like Militant does or I do, you know, you have one for certain occasions that's more appropriate than the other. Make sure you train with both. Don't just train with your favorite one, and then the day you happen to be carrying the off-brand one is when the apocalypse happens, and now you're screwed up somehow. Um, I actually, when I go on trips, I take pieces with me. The one I'm carrying, and then a small one. So, you know, again, I have a mid-size and a subcompact. So, oh, I'm going to this area. I want to be a little more discreet. I go with the subcompact. I'm in baggy shirt, and I'm walking in a park. I'm going to go with the bigger pistol. So train with both. Yeah. My brother swears by it. He loves the Taurus. And he had one problem with it. Hey, random. He had one problem with it, and they sent it in and they did the replacement because Taurus is really good about that. I have one of their revolvers. Tucky's from Well on Guns, underrated Keltec. I can't find those. I was looking for one. I have a Keltec carbine, but not that pistol. So anyway, I'm going to play this video. Let's watch what these guys do, because somebody makes a mistake here. If this is the video I'm thinking of, I had a few I picked. Let's look at that and let's see how that goes for this character. So let me know if you lose the audio, by the way.
Good evening. LAPD says they are aware of this most recent video and they are investigating, but there's still a lot of details that they're trying to work out, but it's enough to alarm residents in this area.
This is an actual imagery?
Surveillance video from a home believed to be in the Fairfax area is making its rounds on social media Thursday. It appears to show a group of 3 people arriving home, trying to open the front door when 2 men approach them saying they're DEA. During the video, the men demand they open the door, and when the residents appear to struggle, punches and curse words are flung. LAPD detectives confirm they are investigating the video, but say they've been unable to find a police report that would indicate when or where exactly it happened. We did speak with residents at the house believed to be at the center of the video, and a person answered, simply saying they did not want to talk at this time. But the video is creating a buzz after several similar videos showing follow home robberies and a string of violent assaults on camera throughout Los Angeles.
Sadly, I wasn't surprised. It happens a lot over here, and it should be normal. It is.
Shaheem lives in the Fairfax area and says he was targeted just a few days ago while he was live streaming on YouTube. He says someone ran off with his phone.
I chased them like 2 blocks, and they realized that they were going to get away, so they threw my phone,
leaving behind some damage to his phone. Shaheem says he believes it's not safe to walk alone anymore.
At all times, like looking behind you, to your left, to your right, it's like it
Smart
sucks
kids.
because you want to just walk and enjoy your day.
LAPD detectives also recommend people are aware of their surroundings following the recent string of violent robberies in the community. And we will be following up with LAPD to see what they end up finding out about this most recent video or if any suspects will be identified. Reporting live this evening, I'm Coco McAvoy, Fox 11 News.
Well, that girl's got a heck of a name, but yeah, y'all saw a few things wrong there. So the big guy, if you look at the video, the big guy was actually kind of standing sideways. He was looking down the walkway, if you will, and they came through the parking lot. So he was watching the walkway. And he was just, and then the girl, if you notice the woman with him, she's picking oranges, like she's oblivious. The other guy's messing with his phone, and one's looking for the key. Like 3 of the 4 were not paying attention. And the one that was, when they came around the corner and said DEA, and they do not look like DEA at all. I mean, I could go up to people and say, oh, I'm DEA. I'm not DEA. What the hell? They were on top of him by then. By then, it was too late. They had closed distance. So a few important things. Radiation, to prevent radiation, it's time distance shielding, right? The same thing for physics applies to street crime, time distance shielding. Time is have time to react. Distance is space for you to function between you and the other idiot. And shielding is obviously protecting yourself, getting in the house, getting in your car, running away, hiding behind a wall, whatever. Shielding's kind of hard. I mean, obviously you can't carry a shield with you, but the time and distance. And you notice what those guys did. They came through the parking lot, dressed dark, hoods up, said they were DEA. Now, remember the first video I just showed? Where the guy said, oh, we'll ask them stupid questions, we'll lie, we'll confuse them. This I've had happen to me in the streets growing up. They will say the wrong thing, or they'll say something so odd that you stop for a second to try to compute their nonsense. And then that distance and time and distance suddenly goes away, right? Because now they've closed distance and now you have no time, right? When they came around the corner and said, hey, we're DEA, they have no badges, no formal credentials. Personally, and this is no disrespect to law enforcement, you show up on my property ununiformed in an unmarked car in a hoodie, you're a criminal who's lying until I know otherwise. And that's sadly the way we have to do it, which is terrible for cops, right? Because the cops don't like that either. So yeah, this is but you know what, Sherry, and that's a good son. But if he can upgrade the situational awareness, then neither of you get a beating, and that's a good thing. But yeah, but it shouldn't have to be that way, right? No, it's absolutely. And you saw the big bald guy, he kind of hesitated. If you look at his expression, he goes, what the? But before he could react, they were on him. And you notice they didn't come down the lighted path. They came through the parking lot. He was not looking at the parking lot. He was looking off at space. He was looking at the girl picking oranges. They had no situational awareness. What would you have done? Me personally, when I left my car to go to that door, I would have had my key in my hand already, so I'm not farting around at the door. I probably would have already had my right hand near my holster while I unlocked with my left hand, and I would not have been picking oranges. Yeah, it blows my mind. It isn't paid. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and absolutely crazy. 10 yards. Yeah, 20. I think it was the 20-foot rule. It wasn't the 20-yard rule, because they 20 yards, they'll be winded by the time they get to me. Yeah, 10 yards, 20 feet, essentially 21-foot rule. I was taught that rule by my sensei as a kid. He was a homicide cop, and he saw a uniformed cop get stabbed multiple times, not one guy, multiple incidents have happened. The knife guy was attacking someone, pulled the knife and ran at the cop before the cop drew. And of every situation except for one, the cop was stabbed before he could get a shot off. In most of them, the cop got stabbed and he shot the guy. And in a few, they killed the cop. Like, they stabbed the cop and ran off and the cop went down. So, right. And also, you need to also plan, and that's important. And that's why I said earlier, practice drawing your weapon. And if you know, like, if you're carrying concealed, but it's under a jacket, you know it's going to take a little more than 1 second if it's not open carry. You need to have some combative skill. You need to be able to punch, kick, hit. And what you want to do is, again, the time distance shielding, the radiation lesson, but I'm taking it in the context of street crime. If a guy comes up to me and he's got a knife he's pulling out, and I punch him in the face and break his nose, and then start backpedaling, now he's been punched, right? So he's holding his eye and he's trying to pull a knife out. I've discombobulated him. So I just got myself time. Not much distance, but I got time, and the time will allow me to draw. So again, think in those terms. You have someone following you and you're a good runner, run. Now you have distance. Let them chase you, especially if you can run a mile pretty quick, pretty decently. They won't be chasing you that long. But a lot of this stuff kind of blew my mind. Now, there are some situations where the criminals make a mistake. And I'm going to share a couple of those with you now. So we saw an example we saw a short video of what the criminals do, how they think, what they're looking for. And we also saw an example of what not to do with those folks standing in the in the entryway, and they all got mugged. So let's look at a video real quick before you leave, Joe. Yeah, that's a great piece of advice. Yeah, that's true. I assume you meant failure drills, not frills. Is this someone 7-yard and they have a good chance? Okay, there we go. Damn. This is true. And unless you're trained in knife fighting as well, in which case now you may have a knife in your lead hand and be drawing with the other hand, and that gets really complicated. Chances are you may run into some decently experienced knife fighters, but a lot of them, hey, Chuck, welcome. Mrs. Ghetto, what's going on? Hey, William, thanks for joining. You will see that kind of, right, you could get into a fight with an actually experienced person, right, which would be like a worst nightmare scenario, somebody who's actually trained attacking you in the street. But more than likely, it's blatant violent intimidation. Also, another thing to consider going to the knife guy, let's say you draw in time and you put rounds on target, they may not take effect right away. There might be a lag between you putting holes in the target and the target actually starting to feel the damage, especially if they're methed out. So make sure, hey, make sure you keep factors like that. And again, I'm using the radiation safety lesson, time distance shielding or time distance protection as your 3 keys for street scenarios. So I'm going to show this video because this one was interesting. The alleged victim actually did a few things very right, with the exception of aim. You heard me right. Yeah, he did everything right, but his aim was off. So, oh, that's cool. A minor water filter. And by the way, we not only have to watch the streets, we have to do preps like, have ways to make water clean. So, all right, let's see if I can get this going. Oh, nope. I got to share that screen before I do that. Hold on a second here, guys. Okay. Let me know, 5x5 me someone if the audio is good.
In the last year, but
that one was close, too close,
way close for comfort. And it got me a little. I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm not really scared.
But a gunfight on Melrose is downright scary. It's the latest violence to strike here in the Fairfax district, long known for its hipster luxury shops, most now doing cash-only business, and locals say that's a tempting target for.
Okay, you notice 2 things. One, the hipsters were all looking at their phones, and they're like, le. I promise you, most hipsters are not trained in either guns, knives, or martial arts, although there might be some. But a lot of cash-only stores, right? Because the way inflation is, the way prices have been, it's cheaper for a small business to work cash only because they're not paying fees to the bank, right? But now they're a target because they have cash. So I'm going to continue this, but.
All the crooks who have now made Melrose Ave known for this violent crime. This video from last January, a shopper knocked to the ground, beaten in an attack over his Rolex watch. It's a crime wave that's nothing new here, but now growing more threatening, bringing non-stop neighborhood watch alerts.
My phone goes off. Person assaulted, person robbed at gunpoint. And I'm just like, damn, it's like, but what are you going to do?
LAPD vowing to do something about it, promising increased patrols, telling neighborhood groups it is, quote, aggressively addressing a rise in violent crime in the Melrose area over the past year and is pursuing all leads involved in this and other crimes. For now, these videos of the attacks and the shootouts have all gone viral, and businesses like Brooklyn Projects are feeling the fallout. Longtime customers, they say, now just too scared to come in and shop on Melrose.
People do online orders. I know their names. I know the customers for being here for 20-something years. They live in Sherman Oaks or in Toluca Lake. They don't want to come here. They'll just ship it because they're afraid to come here. So
how sad is that?
It's disgusting.
Disgusting, he says, now live. As for those two armed robbers, the ones you saw limping away, both under arrest, LAPD identifying them as two men in their 20s, both out on parole. They're not out tonight, locked up, facing charges of attempted armed robbery, while a lot of the shopkeepers wonder what violent crime will strike next. For now, we're live here in the Fairfax District. Ed Lascos, back to both of you.
Okay, so you saw, so they didn't go into too much detail on that one. So where the car was parked and the kid was shooting, he was actually talking to his girlfriend. And the car pulled up and the guys came out with a gun, and he drew his concealed gun, his weapon, and started firing at the guys coming out of the vehicle. And the girl took off. As you saw, the girls ran away. But he was shooting, he panicked, so he kind of shot almost limp-wristed, if you will, sideways, because he was running away. He wasn't gangster shooting, he was just panicking. And he hit all the criminals below the waist, in the legs, the knees, the shin, which works, right? Because it incapacitated 3 of them and they drove off. But, and actually that's what spawned this video today. Why I had that theme of what would you do is because the inflation's going to get worse. I heard some forecasts from my industry, and I wasn't super excited about what I heard, because it's to the point, even though the energy industry is like, oh, that's great, but now they go to buy food and that sucks for them too. You know what I mean? When certain things get so high, it breaks everything around it. That's not a good market. And so that, hey, F-Home, how are you? That's what spawned this conversation. Well, the hipsters, yes, but the guy coming out of the grocery store didn't look like a rich kid. He looked like some unfortunate dude come out of a grocery store and got his butt kicked. They don't care. No, and they don't, right? And it would get worse if people can't suddenly feed their kids. Yeah. Well, get you a good lawyer, but yeah, that's what you have to do. Hey, segment, hello. So aim for the PP. Yeah. And you know what? He got the job done. He didn't hit his friends. He put the rounds on target. He just hit them low. But yeah, you got to. Hey, let's see. Hey, Mimi. So Mimi, my better half actually Louis Vuittoned her SIG. I'll have to post it in my my community page. She literally took a high-end SIG and she's like, it's ugly. And she wanted it zombie and came back Louis Vuitton. And I was like, well, that's okay, but it's hers, so I have nothing to say. But yeah, it's and actually it doesn't matter because she's good with it, so I'm happy if she's happy. But there are criminals. Keep in mind, many criminals are stupid, right? There are some smart ones. The really smart ones wear a suit and tie, and you never see them in the street, right? They do other crime. But some of the ones in the street are amazingly dumb. And before we end the lives, I wanted to go through some of the criminal failures, because I think that's something that it looks like. Absolutely. And So I need to go see that one. I missed that one. So we're going to do, since we were talking about the inflation and how it will cause crime, which is why we're talking about crime, I'm going to show crime where it failed, where the person is stupid. And because either other people did things right or the criminal was a moron, they did not succeed. They failed. And I thought it would be a good way to, a good fun video for us today. So let's share that one. Hang on a second. And
in Shanghai, China, attempt to rob this shop. One tries to smash a window with a brick, but as he does, his friend walks into his throat, and his friend gets knocked unconscious. Attempt to rob.
All right.
In Shanghai, China, attempt to rob this shop. One tries to smash a window with a brick, but as he does, his friend walks into his throat, and his friend gets knocked unconscious.
He is out. He is absolutely out. Oh, wait, we get more here. Hold on. He's wearing a box. And he can't see. He didn't make eye holes. Who's he pointing the gun? He's going to hurt someone with that damn gun. And down he goes. Good job. Okay, hold on. What is he supposed to be? What is he supposed? He's not hiding anything. Red, I don't know if Red's still on. Red, would this, I think this man categorized as a pendejo also. I mean, oh Lord. Oh, all right, let's finish watching Stupid Boy over here. Okay. Why'd he run away? Oh, that's new. Oh, didn't break it. There it is, he broke it. I'm assuming it's after an ATM here. The chain disconnected. Stupid ass. Well, let's come back. We didn't get our ATM.
This first couple completely messes up this robbery, and this ends so badly that the woman in this video actually somehow manages to fall through the ceiling before they are chased by the police.
Oh. What the hell are they doing? Where's he going? Dumbass. The cop is gonna taser you, dude. You're gonna throw peanuts at the cop. Moron. Oh, there you go. Now you got zapped. That's what you get. Stupid boy. Oh, he got up again. Oh! He was trying to run past the big store owner. Where's this bimbo going? Okay, she's thinking. She's like, I'm going to go through the attic. Go through the roof. That was, don't tase me. Don't tase me, bro. I'll hit you with Doritos. Oh, and he's down. He's screwed now. Cops got him. The old man's helping. And, oh! I didn't see all of this. God. Oh, she got up. Okay, y'all, if I'd have fallen like that, I'd be on the floor. That would be the end of the day. Oh, now there's more cops. Let's see how this guy goes. Where you going, homie? You gonna run away? Oh, good job, stupid. Dumbass. You don't fit, stupid boy. Good Lord. Didn't do any damage to him. That should be a T. Oh! Oh, damn. He's kicking his ass with the bat. Every bus driver should have one of those. Oh, now it's not so. Why are you crying, pendejo? Oh, he's done. Good Lord. Oh, he's still getting beat up in there. Alright, let's see what these two morons are doing. They stole something. Good job. You broke the beer. Idiots. Oh, he just walked out. She's like, nope, nope, you can't have it. She's like, be gone. All right, he's taking booze. Okay, so, oh, you see what she did? Did you see what that lady did? That's a smart person there. She's like, you will not have it. And she threw it over the fence. Now she'll have to get it, but they're not going to get it. And they, oh, yeah. No. I don't know what this guy's trying to do. Seriously? You're going to steal a whole sheep? Oh, wow. That's impressive, actually. Oh, good job. And again, simple barriers, time distance shielding, right? And gravity, obviously. Wait for it. And there he's done. He is angry. All right, let's see where this monkey's going. What are you doing? That's not... Oh, he's going to go back up because that worked so well the first time. Oh, now you kick the ladder down. Now you're screwed. And there he goes again. He gave up. Look, he's having a smoke. He's waiting for...
This next brave heroine old lady manages to fend off this whole group of robbers trying to rob this Rolex store. She single-handedly stops the robbers from being
Look at that old lady.
rob anything.
Look at her. Wow. Be gone. They don't know what to do with her. Oh, they crashed the bike and everything. Did you see that? Oh, there goes the cops. The cops not in a big rush. Okay, this is kind of funny because the cops walking to the scene, but all the guys coming out of the pub full of drunk, in their systems, they're running. They're like, we have beer. We're going to go kick somebody's ass. The cops just walking like, whatever. I'll just sort it out when I get there. He crashed his scooter and everything. Oh, they got him. And notice he wait for the people to drive by. Oh! Get out of my car, fool. Not so funny now, is it? He left his shoe. What is this fool doing? That didn't work. All right, let's make more holes, because there he goes again. He's pretty much broken the roof at this point. Did he just steal a mannequin? kung fu that dude. Well, not so funny now. He pulled a knife and the guy just took it from him. He put his gun down. Oh, good job. Well, now you have no gun. Be gone. Oh, those cops in Hong Kong have those wood. That truck driver was like, not today, dude. Oh, that wasn't suspicious. Oh, great. There was a cop there. Good job. I guess if you're going to commit a crime, look at who's in the room before you do it. He dropped his pistol. Be gone. Run away. Seriously? Unbelievable. Oh, good job there, buddy.
Motivate us by clicking on the
All
subscribe
right,
button.
so
And thanks for watching.
folks, that was, by the way, that was from Pocket Zone. It's a small channel, but they do little compilations of stuff, and I saw that. I just thought that was hysterical. You saw all the stupid that the criminals do, but keep in mind, one of them got hurt multiple times and kept trying. That's the level of their determination. And somebody pointed out earlier, if we can't find food, can't find the necessities, people are going to get very determined to get stuff. So, folks, I hope this little string of videos, where we're born ignorant, but you got to work real hard to stay that way. This is true. No, that old lady was smacking down people left and right in my city of all. Unfortunately, a lot of cities are like that. That's part of the problem. Yeah, so the one good consolation is many of the criminals are dumbasses and will likely not be very successful. But the ones that are can be very dangerous. So, guys, you kind of got a video early on the mentality of some of the criminals. And you also got to see some of the videos where the victims did the wrong thing. And then you got to see videos of where the criminal did the wrong thing. And a couple of videos where the victim did the right thing. So makes you realize not that common. No, it is not. Yeah, no kidding. Although, to be fair, that guy dropped a sheep to a motorcycle sidecar and landed the sheep. So that was pretty impressive. I thought that was... Yeah. Yeah, rice and beans, it's and they want to blame one side or the other. The truth is it's going to come from everywhere. And I don't think the media is doing any justice saying, oh, well, the right did this or the left did that. There's jackasses and good people on both sides, but the jackasses are what we're going to see in the streets. So wherever you are, guys, be careful, be safe. Situational awareness. I'm hoping to get access to a tactical range in the coming month. And I will get some of my buddies out here, some of whom are very talented at this sort of fun. And we might do a live fire with 3 or 4 people going through obstacles while we engage targets. I don't know if I can rig up a camera to myself, so you guys may watch us from a distance while the individuals go through. But otherwise, until I can figure that out, you get the videos. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining me tonight. Keep an eye on your six, watch each other, watch your neighbors, and get to know the people around you. So when there's someone you don't know, you know to pay attention to it. But folks, I'm going to leave it at this. And I hope you guys found it fun. I thought it was pretty hysterical, some of it, but also some of the bad dudes did some bad things. So you guys be careful, be safe. And don't forget to, if you got any questions, throw them in the comments later. And I will be having a live with Farmer's Son this Thursday. So be sure to come check us out, barring work or something screwing one of us up. We're going to be talking about food and gardening and, you know, how to kind of grow some of your own. And then we'll kind of see where the chat takes us from there. So folks, be good, be safe, God bless, and I will see you later on this week.